Well, here you are back on Night Sounds, Barry and Joe with Tim and Mallory. There they are. The FBR is here once again.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey. How you been? You know, so it's been a couple of months since we checked in with you. I think the last time you were just releasing music, getting on the road, and we happened to catch you at the tail end of your West Coast dance experience, tour dates.
Well, we
so
we definitely
how did it go? How was it? You went to Hotel Cafe, right?
Yes, we came out and played at Hotel Cafe last Wednesday, and it was really cool. It was a fun experience, especially knowing the history of the venue and the people that have played there before. It was just like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah, that whole corridor, that's like the Cahuenga corridor now. That's like, oh man, I wish you guys were here like 20 years ago. That place was like gritty and dirty and like disgusting, and I loved it. It was like such a punk rock little place.
Off the air, we were like, how long has it been since Joe's been there? A couple of years, so it may have gone back that way, dude. Because the last time I was there,
it's totally not. No, it's like
LA vibe for sure.
It's all gentrified now.
We love the venue. It still had a kind of a speakeasy kind of feel. You still have to go back to a back alley to get in, and maybe a little bit cleaner than you remember, but it was still spot on. It was really nice.
It was awesome.
It's always got a good vibe. I'm always really surprised with Hotel Cafe in the weird, because it's not like a uniform space. It's kind of a weird space.
I kept getting lost.
Yeah, but however, props to the sound guys, because for some reason they figured out how to dial it in.
Yeah, dude.
To where it doesn't sound all echoey in there, which is, like I said, kudos to those guys, because it takes a lot of work to get the sound to sound that good in Hotel Cafe, and they do an excellent job there. Yeah. Make everybody sound like stars.
That's the thing. Like sound can make or break the show for sure. It's if you don't have a good sound guy that night, it can be a rough show. So we were very lucky there. Everything felt good, both from the audience's perspective, from what we heard, and then on stage, being able to hear yourself is vital. And it just was quick and easy, and boom, we were playing.
That was pretty much our welcome to LA on this trip.
It was, yeah.
Oh, nice.
We traveled that day. We had been up for over 24 hours by the time we played the show. And we went by and picked up some Gibson guitars over there from the shop, and
got some dinner.
It was a whirlwind, and we went in there and did the show. And we were exhausted, but it was just such a cool vibe. We ended up hanging out for like 2-3 hours after.
We hung out after.
Oh, nice! Even though you were like running on fumes, just like keep it going in the back alley, right?
Dan was kind of the main glue running the place that night.
Yeah, he was very just super welcoming.
Oh yeah, just made us feel at home. So.
Yeah.
So what else have you guys been doing in LA since you've been here? Sorry, Barry, I cut you off.
Before you say that, I was going to ask about the guitar shop. Because you said you went straight to the guitar shop. So you don't travel with your musical instruments?
It was just
it happened to be this trip. We
typically take them with us, but
and we are definitely making the switch to Gibson guitars here very soon. So we were lucky enough to do a showcase in December at the garage in Nashville, and they put us on Gibson guitars, and it just kind of was like, oh, I've been driving a Pinto and now I'm driving a Cadillac. This is insane. It felt really good. And so they've been super kind, helping out. Like, they're so good with artists there. They're so helpful. And they've been like, yeah, if you need to borrow them, come pick them up. And we were in Orlando. It was my bachelorette party weekend, and we were visiting some friends down there.
Congrats.
And they Phil, our manager, called them up and was just like, "Hey, they're coming into town. Can they borrow some guitars?" And it was really good for us too, because there's going to be situations where stuff pops up and you don't have your instruments.
But I'm waiting for her to get to the point where she talks about the luggage.
Oh,
we had so much luggage. There's no way we could have carried anything instrumental with us.
That's what I was going to ask you about, because usually it's like a pain, and right now we're experiencing more rain than we've ever had in 15 years in the Southland here. So I just imagine you guys lugging all your instruments through the rain in an airport, in a delayed airport, trying to get an
We're
Uber.
Going to use her luggage as flotation devices to get back to the airport.
Yeah, that's the plan. They were all when our manager Phil showed up to the airport to pick us up. I was like, well, how big is your car? Because we have 2 giant suitcases, but I didn't tell him about the other 3 suitcases we had because they're smaller, you know. And so I got quite a bit of crap early on in the trip about how much luggage I brought, but I didn't know what the weather was going to be like, so I had to pack, you know. Had to get some cute outfits in there.
Like seriously,
so yeah, Thursday. Yeah, after Hotel Cafe, we did some live shooting at the studio, like where we were playing live and they were filming it as well. We did that for about 7 hours on Thursday, and
what studio?
On the way back, it fills as a studio, the Den Studios. And,
okay, cool.
Yeah, we were doing the live tracking, and then
that's cool.
That was fun. It was really cool. It was intense because you're just like trying to do the camera thing, and you don't really know where to look because you're used to having an audience, and you're like, do I look at the camera? Do I not? What do I do here?
What, they didn't have like a tennis ball for you on a stick and say like, this is the big head of the monster. Look at the tennis ball.
That would be great.
Yeah, they're shooting
all
3
the guys
angles.
I work with, the camera guys, they're all sneaky now. They're like under the table. It's like, oh, there's the camera. Where's he? Oh, he's up there on the roof. No tennis ball.
It was cool. It was pretty intense though. Like when we were leaving the studio, I was like, oh, like let's go to dinner. We're gonna get dropped off at the hotel. Let's go to dinner from there. The 20-minute drive. We got back and I was like, we're ordering takeout, and I'm laying in bed right now.
I bet.
Yeah,
after all that travel,
we feel every day here in SoCal. It's like, man, just getting somewhere is the whole day, the whole experience. It's like Red Bull was probably invented over here because you need it.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, that's
at that point we hadn't fully recovered from the day before.
I
know. Traveling.
You said nothing about getting rest at all.
We got about 6 hours after the Hotel Cafe show, and we were allowed to sleep in, but like I don't know if it's just the time change, like 2-3 hour difference from what we had been used to. That we were both like wide awake by 8 a.m. Like, oh, what do we do now? So just
because you were flying in from the East Coast, your body like can't handle that kind of stuff. I get that.
No.
But we found this great little French boulangerie just around the corner, and we've been just.
He's been obsessed with it. It's hilarious.
Tell me, what is it called?
Pachoon, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's so
fantastic.
Good.
The coffee is good and thick and delicious, and
I love food. Oh, have you guys? Okay, so now that we're moving on to the where have you been? That's iconic in Los Angeles phase. You were telling us that you went to the Whiskey, right?
Yes, we did.
Was that your first time at the iconic Whiskey A Go Go?
It was.
Yes, it was. Yes,
it was. It was amazing. It just kind of had this Wild West feel.
Did you find an easy parking spot?
Surprisingly, yes. It was a little alleyway. It was a little kind of sketchy driving in there. The guy was like, "Oh, we'll park you."
And Phil has his ways.
He knows what to do.
He's lived here a long time, and
we would be lost.
Has his ways.
We would be lost without him. Yeah.
You went with a true professional.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Every single place we've gone, he's found a way to get in or found parking easy, like seemingly easy. Yeah.
Okay, so the FBR, you're from Franklin, Tennessee, right? What are you taking home with you this trip? Are you taking anything at all with you home from the West Coast, whether it be
on the flotation devices of your luggage?
Sadly, most of what we're taking in is the experience. I don't know if that's what you're asking, but there's no room in the luggage for anything like that.
No, there was no room for
anything physical.
No, I wasn't even talking about like an item. It's like
they're taking a newfound love of Gibson guitars. That's what they're taking. Oh, actually, I wanted to ask, just real quick, did you have a specific model you were playing or requested, or did they give you something to try out? Did you fall? What did you fall in love with?
So I am obsessed with like the 335s or 330, twos or 345s. They're like a hollow body, semi-hollow body, and I love a Bigsby. I have a Bigsby on my current guitar, and it is like my favorite thing. So typically I go after that. And you were getting.
I actually played Phil's personal Gibson. It's a Hummingbird, but we did borrow another one from the shop, but I like the way Phil's Hummingbird felt. That's a nice.
Well, you played at the Gibson.
Like weight-wise?
Well, just the sound. I usually play with the Takamine. It's got a cutaway, and I'm going to move away from that because I'm not that kind of a technical player. You know, I'm a songwriter. I kind of bang out chords mostly, do a little bit of picking, but
They're really bright.
the
Talking
cutaway,
music,
yeah,
right?
it's bright, and it's just I like the electronics is why I bought it to begin with, because it's a good overall, you know, bump and grind guitar for playing, you know, the songwriter circuit. But I do love that sound, that full rich sound that comes out of, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
I played a Tom Murphy guitar at the garage in Nashville, and I fell in love with that because it just had a rich sound. It was beautiful, but it just had a rich sound and full volume, full, you know, spectrum that I just don't get with my Takamine.